And welcome back to another Bestestimes Reborn YouTube video. I'm your host Brad. It is currently 6:14 a.m. on Saturday the 15th of November 2025. Current temperature is 21.4, feels like 24.5 degrees Celsius, 98% humidity on the Bureau Meteorology app. We're over East Innisfail. I'm going to try and show a little bit different that I haven't shown for a fair while. So usually, I do a lot of coronation because that we're doing up the pathway, putting in new parts of the pathway, and now I'm over the Corso direction. Showed Mary Street and all that last time, and Ryan Street in another video, and that sort of area. Now I'm going to go down a few of the others near the old BMX track, which is the men's shed. Oh, pardon me. Where the table tennis is. Where the table tennis. Yeah, there was a table tennis place, but also a squash court over there. There was slot car racing there for a while too. Yeah. But you can't even tell that was the place anymore. But I want to show that area anyway, so that's why we're coming along here. Last couple of times we walked on the actual road, side of the road, where it's safe. Now we're going to be on the actual pathway along this part and see how we go. So, as always, family-friendly content, and stay tuned at the end for the photos, like always.
Total 2 kilometers.
That's my distance from home to this location. So if you hear that again, it's 2 kilometers. And then we'll hear the 3 and so forth. Morning. Give me a nod. One of those reluctant nods that people do. Yeah, I love the tree canopy over here. Very nice. So we got the markets on today. We'll see how I feel by the time I finish, whether I go through and get a bit of video of that. Any street over there. There's the beautiful tree canopy, especially at this hour. See the shafts of light coming through further down. I don't know how well that will show up on video. Hopefully it shows up. It'd be nice to show up nice and clear. Would be amazing. Plenty of Innisfail videos if you want to have a look. There's Innisfail events playlist, there's normal Innisfail one, there's the Innisfail is Beauty playlist. They're a good one to have going in the background or at home or just sitting there relaxing, watching it. There's really nice scenery and that in it. And there's the 1 minute per location playlist as well. So there's a fair bit out there, thousands of videos. There's also hundreds and hundreds of videos set for the next like 20-30 years scheduled and that. So you'll see random ones pop up. If you click the bell icon and stay subscribed and all that, eventually all those will come up and you say, oh wow, it's 2040 and there's a 2025 video coming up. That'll be interesting to look back and everything. Yeah, it's good to support the people doing these now because, in the future, the videos will be a lot more appreciated. Hey. Yeah, the videos will be way more appreciated in the future. Like a lot of people now are more like, well, I can drive over there and have a look at whatever if I want to. Yeah, but do you see as much detail as when you're walking and all that, Whereas, good for the people who can't get out and about. They are stuck at home due to illness or just medical things in general, disabilities, sometimes due to the weather or whatever, transport issues. They just can't get out and about. So it's good to be able to provide this as a service to see around town, and people that don't live here anymore too. That means the world to me that people that don't live here anymore, or even people that have never lived here, have watched my videos. Some of them have let me know, some don't. But with the with YouTube's YouTube Studio, with all the analytics and statistics and stuff, it lets you know what country people are from, not the town and their address or anything. It's just the like where they're from, country and that. And it doesn't say the people's names. It just says like X amount of people from so and so, from say England or wherever. Yeah, this is off the Corso at the beautiful, picturesque South Johnson River. Yeah, Geraldton Bridge through there if you can see it. One that goes over to Innisfail Estate from the hospital way. This is beautiful along here. I showed this on Innisfail is Beauty, one of them. But you'll see longer if you want to have a look. It's towards Coquette Point. Anyway, we better continue. I'm just going to get a couple of photos because we need them for the end and for the thumbnail and things. Anyway, we're on this little platform here. Show this a little bit while we're here. Bit of detail. There's a solar light. I don't know if the solar light works, but it's there. The whole place is just covered in graffiti. I don't know why people think they have the right to do that. Like, I won't show in detail because it's, unimaginative graffiti. Same old stuff. Got to be certain swear words. Got to be certain bodily areas they've got to do a picture of. Ridiculous. But anyway, looks like a couple of people coming in the front behind me. So turn the camera the other way like we always do, out of respect. In a minute. Morning. So this is the old Scout Hut, which is Jimmo's Boxing. That's Jimmo's Boxing Club. Guessing it's a guy named Simon. So we're still on the Corso. Of course. Oh. Might stop and let this lady go past soon if she keeps coming my direction. Sorry about the throat playing up. It says Esplanade on there, on the signage. So this must be just the Esplanade. Not the Corso, this part. I come along here one day and I stopped to get videos a couple of years ago. This guy went right off at me because I come along one day with friends in their car and we saw a crocodile, so I wanted to come back. And this player went right off, coming out of his house, going right off. I like that gate there. It's hard to really show because it's back down towards the Corso, the Scout Hut. But some of these houses have been done up really nice. But Yeah, no, he went right off. He kept coming out. And I was just facing the river on public land. Of course, not like I was in his yard by any means. Yeah, I wasn't impressed. I wasn't doing anything wrong, so I ended up giving up and leaving. I didn't want him getting too upset and calling the police. Just because I was videoing the Johnston River. Whoa. Yeah, there's people around like that. It's beautiful along here. I was going to show the Johnston River. We're in line with Mary Street now. There's Mary Street there. We walked down that other time. We didn't go from this end. Went from the little bit further up. Yeah, it's really nice here. Sure, the nice breeze would come in handy. It's quite warm. Yeah, they need to get rid of these coconuts. You're going to end up falling on someone one day. Yeah, we actually got a photo of a crocodile along here. Oh, we're driving along, we looked over, there was one. I had forgotten that till a friend of mine that we're driving around with actually mentioned it. Yeah, that was many, many moons ago. Like, oh, that's right. Yeah, we did too. Anyway, let's continue along. What they've got on there is the Esplanade. No, people like to call Fitzgerald Esplanade the Esplanade. Maybe this should be called the Corso Esplanade. Or the Innisfail one. Something. Sorry about me clearing my throat now. I don't know why it's gone like that. Oh, pardon me. So I'll certainly try and get to the Christmas celebration. Maybe by the time you see this, it'll be gone. The ones in town. And I recorded a fair bit of last year's. Ended up having to do 2 or 3 videos. Sherwood Street, this one here. Yeah, it's a long amount of time when you've got to walk. And you're there from like 4 p.m. till it finishes at 9. Getting as much video as you can, getting all the details. But I always try my best. Show as much detail as possible. So if you can't make it, at least you can have a look. So I've had people come up to me and say that they couldn't get to certain things. Well, they just told me. And that they couldn't get to certain things, so they thought, oh, I wonder if anyone's done a video of it. Sure enough, I'd recorded the event. Or some of them have said, oh, I wonder if Brad's recorded a video about it, of the event. It's a fair chance if it's a major event I will have. Look in the Innisfail events playlist or just a standard Innisfail playlist. Usually events, I try to get them up there pretty fast. The dog? Yeah, I don't like the sound of that. I don't want a dog following me. Corinda Street, Wrights Park. Yeah, the sun's in the wrong position at the moment. Oh, fly hanging around. There's Webb where we did part of a video, this video the other week. You can see the Webb signage. And we stopped just there and turned around and went in a different way. I just wanted to show the Wrights Park signage and that. I'm going to stop up here, sort a few things out with my allergies, and then I'll be back. I'll just put the camera down so you can actually see around, have a bit of a view of Wrights Park. Turn the microphone off so you don't hear me blowing my nose. that done, I'll turn the camera around a bit more. You can see a little bit more. Move it that way. I don't forget the time I'd come along here and there was all these cows and that in Wright's Park. And that's happening every day. Especially over here. But anyway, that's all sorted out. Let's go. Get this done. I enjoy these walks, so happy to do them. There's your Wright's Park. Oh, mate, whoever that was watching me. Oh, a lot of people around know what I do, and they realise who it is, and they're fine with it. A lot of people know. Do it out of respect. Always respectful when doing these videos. Yeah, who remembers the squash courts, tennis courts, table tennis, and the slot car races and that being here? As I'm pretty sure it was here. Yeah, sorry, the sun's in the wrong place. Yeah, all this here. I'm sure it was here. I remember going to it once, many moons ago, watching people play squash. Yeah, youth group back in the day, we went over here for it. And it was pretty cool. It's the old BMX track, it's a men's shed. Pity the old BMX track's gone. Oh, it's good the men's shed's got a place to do their stuff, but history-wise, it'd be nice if the
3 kilometers.
The BMX track was still there. When do they open? 8:30 a.m. till 12 p.m. Monthly meetings. Second Tuesday at 9:30 here. It's hard to read it from here. It's starting to fade a bit. 9:30 a.m. All welcome. All. That mean the general public? But they're sponsored by Harvey Norman Computers and Electrical. 4063 number. Fair enough. It's getting quite warm, so it's making it harder to do a longer video. The hotter it gets, the harder it gets. Yeah, I'd love to do a long 1 hour, hour and a half video and all that, but the way the heat is, yeah. If I'd have gone earlier, I woke up and I better go do a video. Well, I wanted to. Not out of that I have to, I want to. And it's good for exercise, good to get out, ooch and a boot. Shout out to any Canadians if they're watching. Let us know in the comments. And I comment on a lot of people's videos that I watch, so I think it's fair if they do the same. Helps. I do it to help them out. They can help me out. Shout out to all the Toronto walk tubers, part of the Toronto Tech and Transit's a lot of people. If any of them are watching, please let me know in the comments. Like Alex and Vasily, Yoshi, Sapan, T-Shods, Johnny, Ken. Well, I very much doubt Johnny and Ken. They're the huge Toronto YouTubers. I don't think they'd be watching my videos. I know Henry has watched some of them. He has Toronto Tech and Transit. He's mentioned in his videos certain ones of my videos that he liked watching. Mentions Innisfail Australia because they got the Innisfail in Canada. First he thought it was Innisfail Canada. So I said, no, it's Innisfail Australia. But Toronto Tech and Transit, he hasn't been on YouTube last month and a half, something like that. But anyway, we're coming up on this public phone. So I've seen this absolute trash, like there'd been an accident years ago into this, and the enclosure was ruined. The booth. Yeah. Hilda Street. That was Corinda we were just coming off. This is Hilda. So where will we go? We have shown around here before. I have videoed. Yeah, down here always floods. You can see how it's a bit lower. Yeah, this floods a lot, sadly. Whenever there's any decent sort of flooding. So some of these houses are built up a bit. See how the land's built up on this corner block. I wonder how high the flooding goes. I can't get over here. And when it's flooding. Not like anyone takes me for a drive to get video of it. I wish. Mount the camera on the windscreen and drive around. It'd be awesome, and then get out at certain spots and get video. So this is Jodrell that we're going to be turning into shortly. Go through a road just here. I think that's private property, so we're certainly not going to walk down there. Yeah, Jodrell, Jodrell. I might go down to Florence Street and then do the block around. Yeah, see how we go. So I don't want to dehydrate and collapse and heat stroke and all those different things that can happen as the temperature gets even hotter as the day progresses. It'll end up about 30, 32, something like that. Yeah. What's this next one here? Because it's been a while since I've come along here, some of them I forget the names. Some of them, as soon as I see it, it's like, oh, that's right, of course. Yeah, this one's more, it's different the way they've done the end of the street. Sort of more like a driveway, but it's an actual street. Go across. Just the way it starts. Alba, yeah, ALBA. But just go Alba, etc. Oh, actually go down here. A couple of 3 curlers down there. So we'll go down here and then see where the adventure takes us. Like I said, I would show a lot more if I could get to places than that. Like if a company wants to donate a decent e-bike, that'd get me a fair distance. And one that you can pedal, or not pedal if you don't want to. And when the battery runs out, you can pedal. Or you can have a spare battery. That would be amazing. There's, like me, there's some nice gardens along here. I remember this is the way things used to be, like at New Year each year. People would go and spray paint the year, or just paint the year on the road. They used to do it on Laurie Street and a few other streets. Just each year they'd do it. Say, like, see 2008, 2009, or 1997, and sometimes, if it was done right, years later you'd still see some of the old years on there. I actually didn't mind that. I'm not a graffiti person at all. But yeah, like I think they should still do the Australia Day Grove at Warina Lakes, putting the Australian of the Year on the, like the Innisfail Australian of the Year, on the plaque. Just keep updating it. That would be great. Sorry about the sun being in the wrong spot. Not much I can do about it. Well, there's nothing at all. I can't remove the sun. So we're on Howe Street, Howe, and we'll go left at the next street. Which will be Duffy Street, I think. Yeah, it should be, if I remember correctly. Like Patrick Duffy. From Step by Step and Dallas and whatever other shows he's been on back in the day. But I think it's Duffy that might be a no-through road, if I remember rightly from before. I remember many moons ago, one of these houses along here fully flooded underneath, and as a youth group we came and cleaned underneath the low. We were like knee deep in mud, some of it, helping out. Gee, that was in the 90s. It would have been. There's your Duffy Street. Yeah, it doesn't go all the way through, so we won't go down there, but we'll go down the next one. We're getting close to Florence Street. Yeah, some well kept yards along here. Very nice. Well, a popped up caravan. It's not something you see as often now. There's old school popped up caravans. It's a Jayco. See if it says a model. Well, it's all faded, but it says Jayco on there. Very popular brand of yesteryear. I still see Jayco caravans and RVs and that around. When I moved to Nabute, doing the walks. Yeah, the sun's in just the wrong position for my liking. That's alright. It's not smoke, like there's a bonfire or something. It's not cigarette smoke. Certainly not. Wasn't one just had a bonfire or something. Which I'm sure it's a fire ban. We haven't had enough rain in a fair while. I wonder what these things are for. I've seen them in a couple of places. So I want to show these people's place too much. At all, if I can get away with it. Not showing it. Yeah, this thing hanging there. I saw that somewhere else. One of these. It's a flash flood sensor. That's what it is. Flash flood sensor installed for community safety. Penalties apply for tampering and damaging. I'm going to get a quick photo of it. Just don't want to show these people's place, but I want to show the sign and the sensor. Oh, there we go. Flash flood sensor. Yeah, I know. Here's Florence Street. We'll go down Florence Street. I'm going to go all the way down to River Drive or whatever that next street is. Yeah, this is Florence. I don't think we'll go back up Jodwell Street. Oh, I feel the temperature changed right here while I'm in the shade. Those few seconds. Yeah, it's always nice. So a flash flood sensor, they should be in a lot of places where there's a lot of flooding, like Oak Street, Laurie Street, all that. And there should be little webcam type things that you can watch online that are activated only when there's flooding, for people's privacy and that. There we go. The sounds of suburbia. Dogs, birds, whippersnippers, leaf blowers, mowers. They're the top 5 that you get used to hearing. Usually on a Saturday morning you'd hear that. You'd hear whippersnippers and mowers and all that stuff. Oh, it's weird that I haven't. I remember going to one of these houses along here. I knew people who lived there.
Total 4 kilometers.
4 kilometers?
48 minutes, 48 seconds.
That's from home.
5,373 steps. Heart rate 128.
And this floods along here. in this way. Remember these people's places. They'd say to go up 2 or 3 bricks. That's curlew further down. Bit of a curlew. They don't have a curlew. What's going on? I knew a guy who that was his go-to thing when he saw a curlew. He'd always say that. He doesn't have a curlew. What's going on? Yeah. And he'd say it every time like it was the first time he'd ever said it. There's your curlews over there. They end up standing like flamingos sometimes, but they just don't move. It's a house I went to a few times. I knew the people. Shout out to them if they're watching. You know who you are. The people that I know that used to live in Florence Street for years. Known them since about 1990. Yeah, it's a while. Shout out to the one I saw in the supermarket the other night, about a week ago. And the one I saw walking what I call the O-Lantern the other day. Her brother, one of her brothers, was walking along. Yeah. It was nice to see her. Shout out to her. It's a Jodrell Street bus stop. A lot of plovers going off their tree. Sure you can hear them. A lot of minor birds too. Yeah, you can see how it dips over here where it floods. There should be another one of those flash flooding things over here. I wonder if there is. There might be. There's one up here, corner of Albert Street. Should have noticed that before. It's not as easy to tell. I'll try and show it. Yeah. They should have a way of being able to tell if someone's tampered with it too. Not just that you can't pick up anything. Those two curlews look like they're kissing. Yeah, they just stand there really still. Yeah. We'll have a little bit of a look at this. But yeah, if there's a little camera in there, even if the camera was just facing down, and it would see if somebody was tampering with it. Yeah, flash flood sensor. This flood sensor has been installed for community safety. Penalties apply for vandalism or damaging council property. Just have a quick gander at it. It's got a little, you can see the, I don't know if you can see it there, but the little sensor there underneath it. So it looks like a little tiny solar panel. I wonder how it's powered. It might have a solar panel up there, or it might go into the ground. I don't know, because sometimes when there's flooding, the power goes out, so it wouldn't be able to sense it, unless it's powered all the time and just has a battery in there for when the power goes out. I do not know. Anyway, we'll continue along here. Another day I'll come over and do more, and we'll branch out a bit further and so forth. We've already done 35 minutes of recording on the Jubilee Bridge and such, so I think that's quite effective, quite good. Is it now 6:48 a.m.? Even though it's boiling hot, I do feel a sense of that I've achieved something by doing these walks. Exercise, fresh air, video, show Innisfail for future generations, for us and future generations to see. It's not just for the future, it's for us to see what it's like, what it was like to look back on. Always explore with respect. A few kids on BMX bikes, I'm sure they would have loved the BMX track to be open. The chappie walking a dog. Go back onto going to street. Where the old BMX track used to be. I wonder how many people would have used it these days though. The BMX track. Oh, it used to be busy in the 90s, but times changed. So we'll go to Hill Street onto Corinda. Yeah. I mean, you'd walk past or ride past on a Saturday morning and far out there'd be cars galore, people cheering and all that at the BMX club. Yeah. It was very popular. Probably was in the 80s too. I don't know when it was built. If anyone knows or even has any photos of the old BMX track, please feel free to post them on old new Innisfail photos on Facebook. You just got to accept the rules, which is, you know, the no bullying, no swearing, keep it all G-rated, all that. The usual thing. There's a van life looking van to my left. Now we've got to show the camera straight ahead, and whatever shows businesses we can show, or houses that are fully up for sale. Which that one has a sign there, but there's people's vehicles there, so can't really show it. It's different if it looks like there's no one living at a place. You can sort of show it. But if I show any places like that, give me a wave. And you know, if I show you what ends up being your place, when I recorded the video, it was up for sale. So, you know, I don't do it when there's people living in there. I mean, if I look behind me, or I'm coming up on a place like the intersection where there's a house, well, nothing much I can do about that. But, you know, looking back where we just came from, like I do, show a bit more detail, I might pan past the place, like this. It's nice to be able to look back and be able to see the style of places that were around too, back where we just came from. Yeah, it's nice to be able to see a lot of detail, how things were. Some of these places will probably still be here in 30 years' time. If I'm capable in 30 years' time, what would I be then? I'd be 85. Far out. Yeah, I don't think I'll be walking along then. If I have a mobility scooter and my faculties, I'd certainly give it a try. Mount the camera on the mobility scooter somewhere and go for rides around and get what I can. Yeah, I'd show across to the men's shed thing again from this side of the road, but there's people there. But yeah, it's iMac Wizzledge. Watch for entering traffic. Oh, nice window there. Yeah, I'm sure this is where the squash courts and that were. These Innisfail squash courts. iMac AMEC. Shaping a better future. Looks very 1980s, the design of the place. I'm sure it probably is. Right, park again. It's an off-leash controlled dog area. You've got to be able to control your dog. It's on the signage. Torino, Torino, camper van. Is it a Sprinter van? Sort of looks like one. No, it's a Fiat DCATL, I think it said. Let's look at it in a hurry. Didn't want to dwell on it. Look at it for too long. There's your right to park, where I said I saw the cattle that time. It's Innisfail signage coming up here. Because the majority where we've just been is Webb, W-E-B-B. We might go left up here at the end instead of going straight along the Corso. Okay. Well, so that was the way to Coca Point as well. Corinda Street. There's your Webb signage there. I know well all the shops, I don't want to show the children. Go down into Martin Street. Martin. Reminds me of the TV show Martin. Martin Lawrence. His sitcom in the 90s, I think. Not the 80s. Martin. Around the time of Moesha. Yeah, and Steve Harvey show. That's where I first saw Steve Harvey on anything. Yeah, it was Steve Harvey show. I didn't mind that show. Not a big fan of him otherwise. But yeah, I liked him on that. And where I first saw Cedric the Entertainer, I think that's one of the places he got his start on TV. Was on the Steve Harvey show. Yeah, should be able to find a few episodes on YouTube if you're interested. Yeah, Cedric the Entertainer. Like Anthony, what's his name, Anthony? Can't think of his last name now. Was on a show called Hang Time. Oh, gee, he's ridiculously famous now. TV show, let's have a look. I should remember it. Anthony Anderson, that's it, Anthony Anderson. He played Teddy. I always remembered him on that. I liked that show, that was good. He's 55 years old, born on the 15th of August 1970. There you go. Yeah. That was made by the same lot that made, like Saved by the Bell and that. It was Peter Ingle. Anyway, so you're going down Martin Street. Martin. If you know the TV theme, or you want to YouTube it, it's catchy. There's a couple of versions of it, but the one that's where it's like Martin, and that's classic. Is that a wheel? That's a really good thing. It's a wheel of some sort with like pegs on it. Wonder what that's used for. Really good to see. Little birdie. Stifling hot. Coming up on Ryan Street, RYAN. We did that other video going along the majority of Ryan Street. Will we go back out onto the Corso or will we not? Yeah, might as well. And Ryan Street to the Corso. Yeah, this place is huge. This place just here on the corner. I won't directly show it, but it'll be straight ahead whenever it shows. It's to my left anyway. Yeah, I remember that being blocked for years. Those from some of their veranda that have a pretty good view of the Johnston River. Yeah. Then we'll be on the Corso when we turn left up here of Corso. We're playing words. Time flies when you're having fun. As I say, you never work a day in your life if you enjoy what you do. I do enjoy what I do, but I don't get paid for it. So we'll cross over Simo's Boxing Club, the old scout hut. I wonder what ever happened to the scouts and girl guides and all that, all those types of clubs. A lot of kids learnt a lot of orienteering and survival stuff from that. Respect and manners. Yeah. Wonder why all those sort of things sort of went by the wayside over the years. I don't know if any of it's still around. Because you've got the Gundy Scout hut out at the Gundy Bend near the Horse and Pony Club. Nice flowers to my left. Of course, if they were on public land, I'd be showing them. Frangipani's starting to show up. Nice. Within the next few weeks, they'll be full on. Blossoming. Reminds me of the TV show Blossom back in the 90s. Mayim Bialik, Joey Lawrence, etc. Mayim Bialik off The Big Bang Theory, played Amy Farrah. She's actually got a doctorate, a PhD, whatever it is. She's an actual scientist, doctor. In reality, like a lot of other celebrities from the past, she's got a podcast. They all seem to do it. The one I like is the one that Dave Coulier from Fuller House does, in Full House. I don't know if he still does it now. He's got his sad diagnosis. You can look that up. I'm not going to go into detail. Yeah, Dave Coulier played Joey Gladstone. Absolute classic character. Mr. Woodchuck. If you remember him doing voices and that. He did a lot of the voices for the Muppet Babies. The actual TV show. Yeah. That's why when he gets on those shows, he can actually do it. Do the voices and that legally. And on his podcast. Actually worth watching. Yeah. Of course, Jodie Sweetin, who played the middle sister, Stephanie, she pops up on a lot of different podcasts and stuff on YouTube. She does the circuit of them. So that nice tree canopy I was showing earlier, but from a different angle. Yeah, you don't see the Olsen twins. You hear the sister, Elizabeth Olsen. She's ridiculously famous in the Marvel, DC stuff. I don't know which one she's in, I'm not into that stuff, but I know she's part of it. One of the multiverses, etc. Annie Street up there. Yeah, this is really nice. Last time I come along, it was the right time of the day, and I hadn't started dying off all this, so you can see the clouds really nice. Someone cycling along. Of course, David Dunbar Park signage. Bunch over there due to the kitties. Whew. Quite warm. Toilet block. Where the Bureau of Meteorology weather station used to be. I really wish they'd put a new one there. Because we get floods and cyclones and heat waves and all this sort of stuff. You think they'd want to have one to measure that a lot more accurate. Because we get the majority of our weather from the airport. So it's not accurate for in town. No. What can you do? It's hard to record when these kids keep coming up in front. Riding the push bikes while ahead of the person that's with them, the adult. Makes it very hard. I've got to face it the other way. That's why I'm facing it over that way. Or I might even have to stop the video, it's getting that bad. Makes it very hard, but it is where the weather station used to be. The signage is still there. Your meteorology and Innisfail's written there. A nice view from up here. I'll actually go and have a look and let these people go past. Yeah. People come here and look at the fireworks, Riverfest. Here's a beautiful spot here. So I don't know if I'm allowed to go actually in there and record. People say, oh yeah, just walk in there. Yeah, I don't have permission, so I'm not going to. Out of privacy. I'm not part of the club, so. I mean, if they said I could, well, that's a different story. That'll be the best spot to record the fireworks, as a friend of mine said. I do agree. When you look at over there, looking towards where the fireworks would be. But anyway, we will continue along. So they've gone past now with the old AstroTurf or whatever it is. Fake grass. Those nice flowers over here. We'll quick gander at them and give them a chance to fully go past. Very nice. No smoking, eating, drinking on the green. Fair enough too. Good look after it. It's the only one we've got here now. Sure, other places had a lawn bowl. So I know there was one out at Gundi, at the Gundi Social Club. There was a lawn bowl set up. Why did the tow cross the road? To see its flatmate. It's an old dad joke style. Yeah, dad style joke, whatever you want to call it. And apparently that's moved from Lot 51, Whitehall Range Road. Thank you, Equipment Hire. I keep reading that on Facebook, people wanting to know where they can get raw materials and different things from. And people say there, and other people say that's moved. Yeah, I don't think that's the right proportion for this crocodile. Like, it's way bigger than the Cane Cunner Monument. That long. If it was that long, whoa. Oh, some of them go that long, but I mean the actual statue's a lot bigger than what it shows up in there. Anyway, we'll turn the camera the other way. Morning. Cool. Look at that sweat. Oh, I'm glad I get out and do these videos. Like I said, I feel a sense of achievement. By the time I get home, give myself a look. I'm at the corner just in time to see the bus fly by. It's alright, because I'm saved by the bell. The reference for you. If you know, you know. It's Jubilee Bridge. Second Jubilee Bridge. This was completed in 2011 and opened. Yeah. Oh, this one will be here well past anybody in this town's lifetime. Even little babies, I think. A lot of birds flying over, low flying birds. Let's have a look at the Johnston River. I know we look at it a lot, but it's really nice. the right hour of the day to be looking at it properly. Yeah, feel free to click the hype button if you can find it. Yeah, hype the videos. For everyone that watches this video, got on and hyped the video, might make it into the leaderboard within Australia. It would be nice, but not likely. You have to have hundreds of people, probably thousands. Yeah, probably have to have thousands of people hyping it to really do any good, but you know, it helps. Certainly helps with the algorithm. It tells the algorithm people are watching and that they enjoy it, and that they it'll recommend the videos to more people, gets the word out about Innisfail. Yeah, it's a beautiful location. Parts of it aren't maintained as much as I would like. There's not enough bins around, but still, it's a nice place. If you come and take photos, feel free to use the hashtag visit_Innisfail, so we can have a look, see your videos, photos, all that. There's a lot of places that are ridiculously beautiful for photos and videos. Definitely check out Warina Lakes, Eddy Bay, Paranella Park out at Mina Creek, Firefish Point, even Coquette Point, Rankin Street and Edith Street, where a lot of Art Deco buildings and that. They're right in the CBD, the Shire Hall, Rankin Street, the Catholic Church at the corner of Rankin and Grace Street. If you're looking it up, you're GPSing it and that. The Fitzgerald Esplanade. And that, but anyway.